The Inland Valley Humane Society is actually the Humane Society of the Pomona Valley, and it was founded in 1949. And it took over the shelter in Pomona and then built this shelter here at 500 Humane Way in 1950. You know, the Humane Society is a lot of things to the community. For many people, they have thought of it as the animal shelter that serves their community. So, of course, we are the location where animals from all over the Inland Valley would come if they're stray or homeless. We run a full medical center here. We have 3 full-time veterinarians with RVTs supporting them, of a total of 10 people in our medical division. We have over 20 people in our field services, and those are individuals, humane officers and animal control officers that go all over the community, answering calls from anything from a carcass on the street to a cruelty case that they have to investigate. Of course, the shelter handles about 5,000 dogs a year and about 7,000 cats that come in from a population that we serve of about 750,000 people a year. Today we have about 125 dogs that are here waiting for their owners to claim, or if their owners do not claim them, are waiting for adoption. Probably today 85, 90 cats. We have 3 catteries. We have 86 very large kennels for our dogs, and hopefully you'll take a few pictures of some really nice pets that are here at our shelter.
Okay, so what's the toughest part of running this animal shelter?
Too many animals. Give you an example. When I arrived here over 35 years ago, we handled about 30,000 dogs and cats a year. And at that time, the population that we served was only about 250,000 people. Claremont was one of those communities, Pomona, Laverne, and San Dimas. We now service 11 cities throughout the Inland Valley. The only cities in the Inland Valley that we don't service is Rancho Cucamonga and Upland. But we still handle around 13,000 animals a year. It's too many. So we're constantly working towards reducing the number of animals that come to the shelter. And let me point out to you, an animal shelter is really a symptom of people in the community who aren't responsible for their pets. So when you think about it, the shelter is here as a safeguard. We want to make sure that every animal that does come here, that we find their owner. That's key. That's number 1. Number 2, if we can't find their owner, we want to adopt them out to a new home. We have a program called Getting to Zero. And that's a program that has really 4 brackets where one is we spay and neuter everything we can get our hands on, including animals throughout the community. We adopt as many animals as we can. And we educate the community about their responsibility of taking care of their pets. And we work with local city councils to adopt proactive programming to make sure that animals don't end up at a shelter. My goal by the time I retire, I would like to not have a shelter, or as big a shelter as we have. A lot of people think, well, you could have a bigger shelter. We want a smaller shelter. And we want people in the community to take care of their pets. That's our goal. So the hardest thing is looking at those brown eyes every day and wondering whether or not their owner is going to come to claim them or whether we can find a home for them. We're very successful at what we do, but we still want to reduce the number of animals that are coming to our shelter.
And what's the most satisfying part of running this place?
The most satisfying is when people come to us who have adopted an animal from us to tell us great stories, testimonials about what a great pet they got, and it was all because of us. The fact that we're able to be advocates for the animals in the community, to make sure that people are taking care of them. When I hear those stories, that's the most satisfying for me, that those animals have been in forever homes, loving homes, because as you know, pets are part of your family. And we now have more pets in households in America than children. So when you think about that, people really love their pets. And that's what we love the most, is working with people who love their pets. We have 70 full-time employees here. We're constantly looking for people who want to pursue a career in animal welfare. It's very difficult because a lot of people still think of it as the old dog pound syndrome. And as you will see, it's not. It's a great place to work. So yeah, there's some great opportunities here for people to pursue careers that are interested in not just animals, in dealing with people, educating people about their importance of being responsible pet owners. I invite people to come here all the time. I give a lot of outsourcing information. How we function is very important to the community. Know that. I love to go to speak to Rotary clubs, service clubs, etc. It's one of those places, as you probably drove up here today and you looked at it and said, wow, that doesn't look like an animal shelter. And that was intentional. When we built this building, we wanted it to look like a professional organization, which it is, that takes its responsibility to the community very seriously, and that we invite people throughout the community to come here, walk through our shelter, interface with our employees. There's always something to be learned here about animals, and it's a great place to visit. I call it my local zoo. .